party membership groups that we work with. So a lot of you guys probably have heard of Silver Sneakers, Silver and Fit, Active and Fit, Renew Active. All of those we participate with as a YMCA. So if you have that through your insurance, that is a free membership to the Y. You do not pay us anything. It covers everything. Within your membership to the Y, it includes all of our classes. It includes the Wellness Center. So the classes that you guys might be taking, there'll be a whole list of those. They will be offered at the Y that you guys will not have to pay extra for. It will be included with your membership. Now, if you don't qualify for a third-party membership type, like I said, our rates are in this pamphlet. There's a bunch of different options depending on what type of membership you're looking for. Again, with the paying membership, it still includes all of those classes. It includes the Wellness Center. It's the exact same thing. With being a YMCA, we are part of Nationwide. So you might have heard of Nationwide memberships. Through the YMCA, if you qualify for a Nationwide membership, you can use other YMCAs that aren't in our association. So our association has 3 branches on the York side, 2 branches on the Lancaster side. That's our association. Well, soon to be. But if you wanted to go use Hanover, that is part of Nationwide membership. However, there is a caveat to that. If you are in a third-party membership, so if you have Silver Sneakers, Silver and Fit, one of those types of memberships, that does not qualify for Nationwide. However, I encourage you to call your insurance company because sometimes through certain plans you can be members of more than one facility, but we can't guarantee that. So if you would join Spring Grove and you have Silver Sneakers, you would not be able to use Nationwide to any other Y. However, unless your insurance provider says yes, you can join more than one facility. But if you're a paying member, that does qualify for Nationwide. So you'd be able to go use whatever branch that you're traveling in Tennessee and you want to go to the Y there, absolutely, you'd be able to do so. Again, every Y is a little bit different as to what they allow Nationwide members to use. So I always encourage you to definitely reach out to those Ys if you are traveling. But that is one big perk of having a YMCA membership is that it is nationwide for the most part. Like I said, other than those third-party ones. If you do not qualify for a third-party membership, we have our groups and rates here. We do offer discounts as well. So we have discounts such as corporate discounts. Now those are more for if you're working for one of our companies. However, we do have veterans as one of our corporate. So if you would have to pay for a membership, we do have a veterans discount, which is a 15% off every month discount. In addition to that, we offer financial assistance. So that is household income. We would just see proof of that. And then we have a sliding scale that we match up on. We can give up to 50% on financial assistance. And then the additional discount there is our 2020 referral program. So that is if you would join and you bring in a friend, you both would get 20% off for 1 year or until one of you is no longer a member if that's before 1 year. Okay, so we do have many different options as far as discounts, as far as different plans. We really try and work with you to figure out what would be the best one for you. And I'm sure as Sandy and Kate start to get really familiar with all that through the Y, they'll become pros at it and be able to get you guys the best deal. But we're always here to help you. Any questions on anything YMCA related, membership or program?
I didn't hear any benefits for Windy Hill.
Windy Hill as far as members here, like taking classes?
Anything that
Do you mean like for seniors?
Like classes? So we'll be offering the Silver Sneakers classes through the Y. So that will be one of the things. Do you want to?
Yep. Yeah, so the programs that you have
that are Silver Sneakers will come over to the YMCA. So how Silver Sneakers works is one entity at a location or address can hold that Silver Sneakers. So that will be the YMCA's building owners. But the programs that you've had Silver Sneakers wise will continue. And then we're just going to grow from that. We'll be able to offer a little bit more with the rooms that we have available. So those won't go away. They're just going to be moving over there. So if you had Silver Sneakers over here, you'll have Silver Sneakers over with the Y, and we'll have similar classes. It does not mean that Windy Hill won't be offering classes. It just won't be Silver Sneakers. Yes.
Can you give a list of classes that you're offering?
Yep, we will. We are working on that. We're currently in the hiring stage right now. As we speak, hiring instructors. I can tell you we will have yoga, we will have Zumba. Hopefully we'll have at least 2 or 3 Silver Sneakers classes as well when we open. And again, we hope to grow that, but out of the gate, anywhere from 3 to 5 classes we'll be able to have. I know one of the big questions, and I see the list of questions, is programming, so I'm just going to put that out there right now, is pickleball. Pickleball, volleyball, and basketball. So through Parks and Rec, we offered all 3 of those things. I plan to offer those. There's no reason that we won't. I will keep it probably similar to what we had. So I had basketball 2 days a week. We had volleyball, I think it was 1 day a week. And then we also had the pickleball was beginner, intermediate, and advanced. At this time, I'm probably going to set it up similar to that and see how it goes and tweak it if I need to. Some of the Ys just have open pickleball, but it was working with the way that we were doing it. So I fully intend to try to keep that same system going so that we can have play. But yes, those will all be priority. Those will be programs that we offer here, and will definitely be happening once we open. So I want to make sure everybody knows that we will have those programs. Yes.
Do you have discounts for law enforcement?
Yep, it's 15%. Yep.
Thank you.
First responders, law enforcement, veteran.
What's the difference between YMCA and YMCA of the
So YMCA of the Roses is our association. So that is the branches that Aaron talked about. That we have 6 branches and a 7th, which is the Graham Aquatic Center. So if you are already a member of the YMCA of the Roses, York, Shrewsbury is the southern location. Lancaster, I don't think anybody's come from Lancaster, but if you are, it's City Center and LS, and then the Graham Aquatic Center. So if you are a member, and if you're not sure if it's the YMCA of the Roses, you're welcome to come up and talk to us. But you would be able to come to this YMCA. You're already a member of our association. Dover, sorry, I forgot about Dover. I know there's several of you that are at Dover. So how it works is basically your home branch is 51% of the time. So if you find yourself using this Y more, then this would be your home branch. Not that you couldn't use Dover, but this would be your home branch. And we determined that. Sandy would watch that. So again, you wouldn't do anything different. It's just if you start coming here more, we would switch you to this to be your home branch. Yes.
On the pickleball,
Yes.
will there be any charge for taking pickleball? I have the Renew Active insurance. I understand that covers my membership, but is there any
Yep.
charge for playing pickleball?
If you're a member, through our Y, pickleball's included. So it's a program-based, membership-based organization. Those programs are offered. So pickleball, volleyball, basketball, those are all with your membership. So if you have that already, yep, that's perfect. You can take any of those. There's no extra fee. If you are not one of those and not a member and you're just going to drop in, then we do have a drop-in rate. A guest pass, I shouldn't say drop-in rate, and those are 15? Right, yeah, 15. So you definitely want to be a member, unless you're just going to play pickleball here and there, or you're going to be traveling and just in town. So you definitely want to be a member so you get to play those programs.
Okay, that's great. And I assume you would have to pre-register to play?
Yep, so if you've been to the other branches, you registered for that program, just so we don't max out. That's to be determined how many people, based on how many courts that we'll have set up. But yes, you would register to play, so that we make sure we have enough space.
And again, you're going to have beginners, intermediate, and
Advanced, yep, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. So that's what we had before, same levels. So we're going to repeat that. I have some people that were helping me kind of manage those levels, so we will do that again.
Yeah, right now I'm in a group of 16 and we're playing at night, so I'm kind of trying to get information for them.
Yep.
That's why I'm asking so many questions.
Yep,
I want to be clear on
absolutely.
it, because-
Yep, ours will be during the day. I don't know that we had much evening. We had a Sunday afternoon, and we may grow that depending on the need. If we're opening it up for 40 people to play, but we're getting have 50 people that want to play, we may have to add time. But majority of what we'll have will be during the day.
Yeah, we prefer day, but we just, right
Perfect.
now we just like to play last night or otherwise.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Oh, sorry.
With the pickleball,
Yes.
will it just be seniors or will 20-year-olds be playing with the seniors for pickleball?
Yep, so it's set up for 50 and older. Typically, we don't turn people away if they come, but I don't know that we've ever had that much of a problem with it. We advertise it as 50 and older, so that would be what we gear it towards. If we find that we have this younger crowd that wants to play, we would probably set it up separately for them. That's what we did on
Like in
Sundays.
the summer, like in school time.
Yep, yep.
You know, they're in school. but
Right,
come
right.
summertime,
Yep.
they're available all day.
Yep.
So will there be like a separate pickleball
Mhm.
for, 50 and younger?
Yeah, and we would advertise it like that and say, under 50 pickleball, 50 and over pickleball, basketball, volleyball. So yes, we will
Okay.
definitely address that.
So we were playing pickleball until you guys started,
Mhm.
and then we were told that we can't use the gym because you were storing equipment there as if it was going out. Well, the gym's empty. Can we use pickleball now?
We cannot, we don't have occupancy to operate. No programs and services can operate in this facility. So unfortunately, that includes the gym. That's why we used it for storage. Otherwise, we would have kept the programs running, but we're not able to do that per our occupancy permit. So I would love to get it started, trust me.
So
Go ahead, sorry, give them
what will be your hours
Mhm.
once the while?
Yep,
Days
so,
and hours.
yep, so we're open Monday through Thursday, 5:30 to 9 PM, 5:30 AM to 9 PM. So we open before Windy Hill starts. Fridays is 5:30 to 8, Saturdays is 7 to 3, and we will have church services in here, Spring Grove Alliance. So on Sundays, we will only be open 1 to 5. They do that in Southern too, so we're kind of mirroring that so that the church can come in and out. The summer hours will vary, so that will change. You don't see as much, activity here, so we won't be open Sundays during the summer months. But we'll post that depending on when we open. So we may have different we might have hours for a month and then change it a little bit for the summer. So unfortunately, how we're opening doesn't doesn't work too well. But that's our tentative plan right now for hours.
Gym's gonna be open, so are you gonna have classes in the evening there for pickleball or others for basketball? The 40-year-old adults in the evening.
Yep.
I'm sure the ones that are.
We did have Monday night, we did have pickleball, so yes, we will probably use the evening for that. I can tell you, like, Thursday nights we're having cornhole, Friday nights we have taekwondo. Those we had before, we'll stay consistent with that. So if we had an evening program before, we'll probably try to, initiate or start it again. But yes, there is opportunity for night pickleball as well. If you took for the Park and Rec classes, that's kind of the schedule I'm going to mirror and then fill the gaps. Because we will be open a little bit longer than what Park and Rec was.
When you establish these programs,
Mhm.
again, open them, is this gonna be online?
Yep.
Because I know right now it's kinda hard to go on, you
It
can't
is.
go online like it's at Hanover one, and look up and say what the
Right.
schedule is for this week.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
do it.
difficult. We are working on our website because, we understand that it's not that user-friendly, and that's been something as an association. We don't have anything to do with Hanover, but I know it's similar. But yes, we'll try to make it as easy as possible. We are working on like an amenities bullet point list that we'll be able to share, and we can share some of this with Jenna, or where to direct you with an exact link to where you can see the programs that we have.
At least Wendy Hill, you can go on and see that there's a.
Right.
Even if it's just a schedule, it's just
Yep.
Monday through Friday,
Mhm.
is the hours, just pickleball, or
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah, we will do our best, and also in the lobby, Sandy's gonna have like an area where it'll highlight programs that we have, so we'll try to do a good job with when you come in, that you're able to see what the Y's offering, it's right in your face pretty much, so that it's not so hard for you. So absolutely, yeah. And we'll try to share as much as we can with Jenna too.
Is the nursery coming back? That's the nursery, but the kids, now are they gonna be using the gym for a couple hours a day, or are they not?
So yes, we'll have childcare. We're gonna start at infant all the way up through school age. So we'll have a lot more kids here. They do have a separate wing, I guess you could call it, area that they will be in. They will not be using the gym because it's a licensed program. So they have their own little mini gym in the back there. So we're hoping to give tours when we open so you guys can see some of that. But yes, we'll have kids, but no, they will not be in the gymnasium. There may be some time in the summer. We have summer camp that'll be up at the elementary school, but on Fridays the school's closed, so they will come here to the Y. So there may be some times on Friday, and knowing that ahead of time that they would come in and use the gym, but that would be all scheduled around our already operating program. It's like a puzzle.
Any plans for outdoor pickleball?
Yeah, well, so we do have outdoor pickleball at Little Creek, but it is not an organized group. They have a drop-in. I'm looking at you because he's part of that group. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So, yeah.
There's a group that dominates that whole.
Right, right. Yeah, so we have, if you've been down to Little Creek, we do have pickleball courts, but we, again, you can rent those as a group, if you would like, but we don't, it's a public park, so we leave it open to the public. We try to do our best with pickleball etiquette down there, that you put your paddles up to play next. We've had a little bit of struggles, but it's not an organized pickleball group, but you're welcome to stop down. They do play quite a bit in the morning, if you would like to go down and play, or, you know, gather a group to go down, but it is open to the public if you'd like to use that.
How are you planning to keep YMCA members separate from senior citizens? For example, the gymnasium's open to Y members playing pickleball.
Right.
They open the door and now they're in the area where we are.
Mhm.
Same way with us, we go down there to play chair volleyball,
Yep.
open the door and we're in the gym. How?
Right. Yeah, so that's part of things we're working on, especially in the lobby, is the flow, with wayfinding signs and, you know, blocking areas. And we've talked about a couple different things. You're probably going to see us, our idea is if you're coming in Windy Hill, that you stay in Windy Hill. Not that we don't want you to come visit us, but if you're coming here to use Windy Hill, we want you to be over there. So we're looking at what we want to put up structure-wise. We are getting some furniture and things. You're going to see that come into the lobby. That would kind of corral those that are coming into Windy Hill. And then if you want to come in the Y, you come back out and come into the YMCA area. So we will have staff at that front desk that are to manage that. But it's going to be an ebb and flow, and something we're going to have to work on, Jenna and I, to make sure that we have things gated or directional signs to make sure people are flowing. So a lot of this has to get going so we can see where the problems are what the issues that we do have, so that we're able to accommodate and coordinate so that who needs to go to Windy Hill is going to Hill, and who's a Y member is coming to the Y. So we'll do our best, but it might be something that we're working on as we get open and see how everything flows.
Who gets to use the auditorium?
That is Spring Grove Alliance Church. So it is the YMCA's area, but there is a tenant agreement, just like with Windy Hill, and they'll be having services in there. So majority of the time during the week, you won't see much use in that. We will probably be working with Windy Hill to move some of your programs in there that were in the lobby. I know you're in this back lobby now, but the intent is to move into the auditorium because it will sit empty for the majority of the day, but the church will utilize that for the weekends for the most part, and evenings.
So this is gonna be the YMCA of the Roses. But
Correct.
anybody in Spring Grove can actually come here and use the workout equipment, everything like that.
As long as you join, so it's a member-based organization, so as long as you're a member, or you can pay a guest pass if you just want to come and use it for the day.
But it's just a Hanover-wide membership, that's not the same as this membership.
No, so Hanover is not part of our association.
Under the YM, that's a national.
Correct. So if you're paying Hanover, like if you pay a monthly fee for your membership over there, you would qualify for nationwide membership. You could use our facility. You would just need to let the front desk know that you're a nationwide member, and they would check you in that way. However, back to Kate's point about you have to use your home branch 51% of your time or more. That way, so if you're coming here every day and you're not going over to Hanover as much, we're gonna need you to move your membership over here. But like I said, if you wanted to try it out at first and see, you know, which one's gonna be the best fit, you absolutely can do that. Your scan card just wouldn't work at the front desk. You would need to let them know that you're a nationwide member.
Like the workout equipment, I guess is what I'm referring to this summer when the kids are off. We could be in there on a treadmill, and a bunch of kids can also be in there on that.
As long as they're members. Yes, so you could have a high school kid on a treadmill next to you. Now, there will be age limits as to what kids are allowed in the wellness center. So we're not gonna allow a 7-year-old in the wellness center, but yes, you could have like high school age.
Because in the summer, like a Planet Fitness, gets inundated with all these school kids because they kind of run like free memberships and then come in. Are we gonna be able to use the equipment?
Yes.
Well, if they're already in the
Yes, you'll be able to use the equipment. I can tell you in Shrewsbury, we have a very strong active older adult population and an active like high school population. Those high school kids, they're not coming in the morning. They're sleeping in. But even if they are, we have not had any issues of equipment not being available or anything like that. So I don't foresee the wellness center that's here is far larger than the wellness centers that I oversee. So I would be very shocked if you have the issue that there's not equipment available. And those kids, so I know you had mentioned like Planet Fitness offers that free membership. The kids still have to pay for their membership here too. So there is a buy-in aspect to it for them as well. So what we find is that they're a little bit, they're considerate. They understand too that this is everyone's spot to be able to come in and work out. So I don't foresee that being an issue. Yeah.
Because this place is closed, a lot of us went to South Handle, which is, we have the South Handle membership. And you're saying that now we're gonna have a new membership to come here. So we can have it in both places though, even though we're not connected to it. We can still keep the South Hanover and keep here.
Are you a third party member? Like, do you have Silver Sneakers? So you would want to check with your insurance provider. Certain ones allow you to have a membership at more than one location, but not all of them. That's not something that we can tell you for sure, just because every insurance plan is different. So I'd encourage you to call your insurance provider, whoever Silver Sneakers is through, and ask if you're allowed to be a member at 2 locations. If you are, great, yes, you can just join at, when Spring Grow is ready to open, you'll just join with them as well. If not, then you'll have to make that decision on where you spend the most of your time.
I pay for a membership in Hanover. Will I have to pay a fee to switch it to here?
You will not have to pay the joining fee. So if you cancel your membership at Hanover, just ask them for a letter in good standing. With that letter, you'll hand that in to Sandy or whoever's at the front desk. That waives your joining fee. So that way you don't have to pay that $25 initiation fee. But you will have to cancel your membership there. Like, it doesn't automatically cancel you joining here. You will have to cancel there. I would. Yeah, I would, just so that way it doesn't show that you have 2 memberships. But really what it comes down to is like the way third parties work is we get paid based off of when you scan into the facility. So every month, Sandy's gonna be turning in reports with the scans for Silver Sneakers. Where it could get tricky is if Hanover's also doing that and you have scans at both places, one of us probably isn't getting paid. And so that's where it could get tricky. So it's not a bad idea to cancel even Silver Sneakers memberships. Yeah.
Okay, what about when we log in here, we log in Renew Active, and then the same day, we go over to the YMCA and do something at the Y. So you've logged in Renew Active at 2 places in one day. How's that gonna work?
So they scan in here
Yes, they do.
and you submit reports every month.
Because that's where we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's something,
Except Silver
again,
Sneakers.
we would need to look into insurance companies. Like, most of them, you are able to be members at more than one place. But I don't want to say for sure that, yes, you can be a member at 2 places and scan in at both of them. I would really call your insurance company and check in on that. And then if that's an issue that we're constantly running into is, scanning in here, we can figure that out on our end as to what that looks like. But in the meantime, I would just encourage you to call your insurance company provider and see if you're allowed to be a member at 2 places. to
Currently
Renew Active.
logging in here, Renew Active, and then go to South Hanover Y and play pickleball.
And there hasn't been an issue,
No one's ever called me and go,
Then
hey,
you
you can't do that,
then you're probably fine.
Yep, your insurance will have that.
because I never knew it existed. You couldn't.
Yeah, and like I said, there's some of them are a lot more pickier than others, but yeah, if you're doing it already, then I would say you're probably fine.
Question over here.
Hi. If you were a member of the Hanover Y, they have swimming schools, and say you go to water roads, but you come here for your classes, so there's no pool here, and no intention of pool. So how does that work? Is the fees less if you're gonna be a member at a Y without pool? Then what if you wanna do water aerobics and push
So, a couple options. So, you're correct. There's no pool here. There isn't a plan to be a pool. If you're third party, again, I would call your insurance provider. You're not, you said you're paying. So, depending on how often you plan on using their facility, like you're gonna need to figure out who you're using that facility the majority of the time. Now, I will say, I don't know how they're planning on doing like your registration for classes, but that is where it could get a little tricky, is if you're wanting to sign up for classes and you're not a member here, that's something you're gonna have to figure out, I guess, with how you wanna do registrations. But I don't know as far as the rate that you're paying at Hanover versus what our rates are gonna be, like what would be the better option. The other option would be to, you know, depending on where you live, you could use one of our other facilities that does have a pool within our association. So either the York or Shrewsbury location, both have pools, both offer water fitness classes, and that would be covered with your membership to this facility too.
You're chair yoga, correct? We are keeping that program here, so you would just do what you normally do here. Mm-hmm.
It'd be Wendy Hill program.
Yeah.
It's not a YMCA program.
Yeah, so if it's a YMCA program, like let's say we have yoga, but it's Silver Sneakers Yoga, I'm not sure exactly what it's called. That would be on our side, so you come over. If they're offering, you know, chair yoga through them, that has nothing to do with us, so you would do what you do now, sign it. Mm-hmm. And again, if you're not sure, there's a lot of different scenarios and, you know, ways to do things. Just come and talk to us and ask, and we'll try to guide you, figure it out. If you are a member of another Y, you know, if we don't have an answer, we'll try to get some guidance too. So please don't hesitate to ask us if you're just not sure how to proceed forward. So, and again, and look out in May when we open, we will have a special of a no join fee. And we do still have our regional partnership with some of the municipalities. So if you're in if you live in Jackson Township, Paradise Township, Spring Grove Borough, or Seven Valleys, there is no join fee because they are a regional partner of the YMCA. So just keep that in mind. North Cadorus is not part of our regional group. It is not. So what that means, if you're not familiar with Parks and Rec, we were here, there's a service agreement. So those municipalities don't have a rec department. We're their rec department. So I'm their rec director per se, and we manage all of their parks and park facilities, the golf course at Little Creek. So that's how that works. So they have a service agreement with us. So if you're not one of those municipalities either have a rec department or haven't chosen to join our regional group.
So you said no join fee, like always, or just in
All
May?
those parties.
Okay.
Yeah. Third party, no join fee too. If you have third party, so Silver Sneakers, Active and Fit, there's no join fee. That's all in this membership brochure. And all of this information is on there.
My dancing is staying with Wendy Hill.
It is. Yep. I think there's 4 programs right now that Jen and I went over. Line dancing.
Oh, there's the auditorium ones.
Minus the auditorium ones. The chair.
Those are the auditorium.
Oh, those are the auditorium ones. Okay. So the auditorium programs are staying with Jenna. We have talked about that. So.
In the auditorium.
Oh, still?
Mm-hmm.
You just can't use the auditorium right now, but that is the intent, is to not be in a lobby. And again, that could change. So you all know, Jen and I, we're looking to collaborate. The Y is all about partnership. So as we proceed forward, we will work with Wendy Hill. We don't want to take programs away. We want to enhance, the offerings that you already have or that we're able to give, and we want to make sure that we're, providing programs that you all want as well. So because you're right here with us. So please, if you have ideas or you feel like, something's being taken away from Wendy Hill, please communicate with Jenna so her and I can talk, because you guys are a partner and you're here every day. So we want to make sure that we're enhancing the programs that we have during the time that you're here. So, but we want to be a good partner. So please, give your feedback at any time to Jenna or myself.
Any other questions?
If you're interested in a part-time job, we just posted our jobs. Take a look.
Yes.
Hill to do a program or something. If we remember why, we often in the daycare.
So we do have Child Watch. It won't be all day, but there'll be hours for Child Watch, and hopefully we're going to have morning hours, which cover, I say, a majority of her program time, if I'm remembering correctly, and we'll have evening hours. So yes, as long as you're a member of the Y, you could utilize Child Watch.
Maybe hourly rate.
Yep. You sign up, I think, right, in advance.
Okay, but he would be eligible since it's not our child, but
Yes.
we'd be the member.
Yes.
Now, if he's not a member, if the child's not a member, you'd have to pay the hourly rate. But if the child's a member, so like if, say, their family becomes a member, then it's free regardless.
We could pay the hourly.
You can pay the hourly. Yep.
Okay, we won't use it once in a while.
Yes, so if you do watch grandkids and you want to come work out, we will have Child Watch in the morning and in the evening. And there's a rate, and you sign up online. So again, all that information should be on our website. And please come out for Give Local York on the 1st. We are having a Give Local York Fest here. We got chosen here in Spring Grove. So please stop and see us because we are giving tours if you donate. You can donate anything you want, even $1, you can get a tour. But if you come over and donate to us, Wendy Hill will be there as well. You'll be able to see the facility.
Is your website up?
Yes, we do have, the YMCA of the Roses website is up. You can see the other branches, what they're offering. Spring Grove is on there. We do have childcare currently. We have a volleyball program and some of our park programs. So some of our stuff is on there, like our egg hunts that are coming up. So if we have a program, it is on our website. When you go on the website, you can pick the location. But if you want to become a member now at another branch, you can. They are aware that we're not open, but they are honoring that, and we would just move you over here then to Spring Grove once we open. So if you would like to go ahead and take advantage of that and use the other branches, you can. Some of them have pools.